What's happening, y'all? Coach Holloway back with you again. So today's video, I'm gonna do a breakdown of Bijan Robinson. Now, some of this is gonna be film, and then some of this is gonna be a little bit me more commentating while watching the plays go. So it's a little bit more of my personal opinion coming out, and we're gonna look through some of Bijan's strengths and weaknesses, which there ain't too much of, and so y'all get to look for yourself. So enjoy. So I want to start out with Bijan's strengths. So for me, it's his vision along with his lateral movement. So here's an inside dive. He's reading A to A. Again, that's A gap to A gap. So if the play side is clogged up, he's going to go to the other side. So he's cutting basically off the butt of the center. Wherever his butt turns to, that's where he's going to go. So as the play begins, you start seeing this linebacker right here. He's going to come free. And even though the linebacker does the right thing, it's just not enough to compete with this athleticism. So going back again, let's take a look at this. So he read it the way he should. That opened up, and the linebacker did field, but just his quick movement, you just can't have no substitute for that. And here we got an outside zone, and what I want to emphasize here is how he presses the line. He presses outside to get as much as he can outside, and then cuts back only at the last second. And watch this end defender right here, because he's going to cut him off. So Bijan pushes outside. The guy sets the end very well, but he cuts back and just Jesus Christ. I mean, there's just no training for this man. Excellent form as far as sitting, going outside as far as possible, but then this right here, that's just God given. I just want to reemphasize that Bijan is an incredibly disciplined back, where he runs the ball where it's supposed to go, and then he uses athleticism to do the rest. So right here, you got a stretch play, and again, you're going to have these edge defenders, this linebacker and this end right here that are supposed to seal off. Now, great block here by this tight end to get around and get two blocks, but then you see he breaks the tackle here, and then this little move right here, that I love that right here. This is some old Walter Payton stuff right here. So to break that tackle to keep his balance, but then this little shuffle right here gives him enough space to get a couple more yards downfield. This here is another example of his vision and his athleticism, his ability to see where the defenders are coming at him and to be able to make a move. So see, he got eyes on his backside backer where he wants to go, and he's going to have to cut. And then he has another backer on the other A gap that's right there, and he's able to get by him too. This lateral movement and explosiveness, that's just too much for most defenses to handle. And what I say about backs sometimes is sometimes you got to be able to create by yourself, especially if you don't have the best blocking. And Bijan's a guy that can do that with his vision, his athleticism from side to side and speed, his balance to be able to break tackles. You know, these are things that make him exceptional as a player. And this Kansas State game was the best statistically from the year. It was so bad the defense were locked onto him wherever he went and just forgot their discipline. So on this counter step play right here, this toss right here, it was just a clear lane, and it was great blocking here by what you see these linemen right here downfield. But I mean, you know, he cleared them up so he can get a long run right here. Good job by 21 and pursuing and getting the tackle on the backside. And again, on this play, for most backs, this is a loss right here. This big D tackle coming at you. But with his athleticism, he's able to get around, find a way to get through, and get something out of it. I also want to emphasize with a lot of these plays is that you see how he finishes his runs where he's falling forward. That's the kind of stuff that people underestimate about him, is that he does have power. Along with everything else he got, he can still drag folk around. Also, mind you, a lot of these plays that I'm showing you here, they're very similar to the stuff that the Falcons actually run under Arthur Smith's system. If you draft on a back, you want to get a guy who's used to being in that same scheme, that zone run, that cutback, all that stuff that they do already. And as Tyler Algier did well in, but to have a guy with this athleticism into it, it makes it even more enticing and more effective. And in this two-back league that we got right now, you're always going to have another guy. But this right here, this dude is a star. Also, he can catch. And you'll see him lined up either in the backfield or in the slot, and he can come out and do some things like this play here. This athleticism to be able to just mid-air and to be able to catch this going behind him on a bad throw, that's something you see wide receivers do. But watch him turn around, get his hands up. He also attacks the ball with his hands aggressively, and that's something that you don't see in too many running backs, but he does it very well. The screen game works well for them too, which I'm sure they're going to be putting in Atlanta too. But yeah, having this guy in every single facet you can have him in, from running to passing, you want to include that. I don't want to say this about a player, but I really didn't see no flaws or no weaknesses about him other than the teams he played. These clips I'm showing are from the Alabama and TCU games where he had his worst performances, and what you had is two teams that were able to shed off blocks well and to tackle and even gang tackle. When you do that, it causes a back to mess up their natural timing and flow and even their vision to the point where he's not cutting out and doing all these things like he used to do. He just goes straight up ahead. Now, I can appreciate that from a sense because I want you to go forward. I don't like these guys that bounce outside when things ain't going their way, because that can lead to loss of yards and put your offense in a worse position. But as you can see here, man, he just still does the same technique, just goes to the hole where it's supposed to go, and he just does what he can. And he's still strong even with all that. And so as you see, it's still taking guys a hard time to make it hard for them to run them down or the gang tackle like you see right there. But like this right here, look, he hit there, he filled this in, but watch him just throw him down and still go. Like that, they got to talk about that when they talk about Bijan. Watch this right here. This safety come up, boom, stiff arm. So even on a bad day, he has the power to be able to push forward and keep things going. All right, and there you have it. So that's my breakdown of Bijan Robinson. Now, I know there's been some debate about us picking him when we already had Algier and with Jalen Carter being on there. And, I'd love to do another video where I give my spiel about that. But we're still having a top-notch player come. And it's going to make a difference in how this offense performs and how this team performs in this upcoming season. Now, I'm not going to give no predictions about yards or points or however we're going to do, but I truly expect the Falcons offense will be much improved this upcoming season, even more from what it was last year. Because now you have a guy that not only is a threat in the run, but also in the pass. And it gives us plenty of opportunities to do other things, and also gives Desmond Ridder, the quarterback, the comfort to be able to rise up in the offense more. So that's my take. What do y'all think? Appreciate y'all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one. Peace.